should already know what time it is, man. If you fuck around, it's time to put some flame to that motherfucker. But either way, it's time to get on the right vibration and just feel what my Pisces moon been feeling lately. Vibe. Music is like a deep breath from my soul, man. I told the truth in that one, man. That's a badass sample, man. And I ain't no chump on the acoustic. Y'all just get ready to open up your ear and let me crawl into your mind. You fucking with the right one, man. We're gonna get to that other shit in a minute. I just had to tell you today. And that won't never change. Feel me knocking? Well, let me in. You fucking with the king, man. Rodrigo. What it was, y'all. Y'all already know who it is. And y'all tuned in with Priceless Knowledge of Self. And this right here, this ain't shit but some cosmic insight, y'all. And y'all already know how I've been doing here lately, man. I want us to chill and just get on the right vibration before I go in, because the shit that we going in on is deep. And this shit right here, the shit we're going to talk about today, is going to start at the roots. Because this right here, this a little something about those people that have Saturn in the 4th house of their natal chart. And before we actually get to that part, what we're going to do first is what I always do. If you know my style, I'm going to bring y'all a little information on what Saturn is in astrology and some of the energy that comes along with it. And then I'm going to give y'all a little quick breakdown on what the 4th house of the astrological chart is all about. And then we'll bring it all to a culmination. So without further ado, man, I ain't going to waste nobody else's time, man. I hope everybody's doing well. Let's get it cracking. So, if you don't know by now, man, Saturn is a motherfucking resident disciplinarian and taskmaster of the zodiac. And it ain't gonna make shit easy at all. And being the ruler of the sign of Capricorn in the 10th house of the zodiac, you know, Saturn is gonna make you put the work in if you ever want to see any type of tangible results. And that's what it's about, is tangible results. And even then, it's gonna take time. But like the priceless message of Jesus Christ himself, you know, if Jupiter is going to bless your game and feed you a fish, you know, you'll be all right that day. What Saturn is going to do, Saturn is going to allow you to go through some shit. You know, it's going to teach you to fish and you'll never be hungry again. Ain't that beautiful? It is, once you're mature, man. And I used to really have a lot of fear for Saturn when I was younger, but the older I get, man, and the more I understand astrology and the more I come into my own and my spiritual awakening, man, you know, I realized that Saturn is the truth, man. It's gonna teach you how to go get it, man. Saturn is gonna make you get it out the mud, man. You know, when people talk about pressure, man, Saturn is pressure, man. You know what I'm saying? How else you make diamonds? Anyway, you know, it also rules the sign of the Aquarius in the 11th house of the zodiac chart to a lesser degree. It's a co-ruler with Uranus there. And what that says, man, is that, you know, despite being our discipline and hard work, it's okay to want to conquer the world too. That's what's up, man. And Saturn is also all about time and all of its usefulness and all of its limitations. So it also rules over old age and the lessons that could teach us. And wherever Saturn shows up in a chart, you know, that's where you feel the most restricted, where you feel obligations and where you feel fears. And the sign placement, it really shows the type of energy connected with your obligations. And the house placement in the natal chart, it really shows the area of life that you feel the most restricted in and where you're gonna really have to learn to put the most work in if you really want to obtain the things that are coming to you. But like I said, Saturn is gonna bless you, man. Saturn is gonna teach you how to get it out the mud, wherever it is and whatever it has to do with. And this is kind of how it is. And it's hard, it's harsh, it's cold. But what it's trying to do is what? Apply that pressure, man, and turn cold into a motherfucking diamond, man. And the aspects, they really show the direct involvement of other areas of your life with feelings of responsibility. And lastly, I can say that Saturn takes about 28 to 32 years to traverse the whole zodiac and come to the place of where it was at your birth. And these times are called your Saturn returns. And they typically signify karmic cycles in our life. And they either bring really rough times on, you know, apply that pressure, or sometimes they ease up some of the restrictions we've been feeling and, you know, just put us in a place to be advantageous, man. And so when we talk about the fourth house of the astrological chart, this is kind of the opposite of Saturn. You know what I'm saying? This is the realm of the moon, man. And, you know, it's also ruled by the sign of Cancer. And it's considered to be the house of family and home. And it's also known as the nadir or the IC. And it's kind of here where we plant ourselves firmly and really lay down our roots into the earth, as it were. And one day we're going to return to this very same earth. So it's kind of here in the fourth that brings the whole thing full circle, man, by also addressing our old age, the end of our life. You know what I'm saying? Death is represented by the 8th house. You know what I'm saying? You know, the idea of death, but the actual human death will probably be brought about in the 4th house. You get what I'm saying? That's what a lot of people don't talk about, man. Because it kind of addresses our final resting place. And on another note, this house can really also speak to our relationship with our mother and really how that has shaped our life, or really the most nurturing parent. You get what I'm saying? And, you know, and really how that's shaped our life and our sense of self and whatever that's kind of done. So that's really definitely worth paying attention to when we're talking about the 4th. And it really can also represent our actual house and or any real estate we own and might acquire. So there's also that to consider. But more than anything else, man, the IC is all about family. It's all about our emotions. It's all about history and, you know, and building a genuinely actualized and individualized self. That's what the 4th is all about, which is really where a sense of home comes in. And, you know, this is also all about a sense of home in its highest form. And any planets placed here, they really show what energy we have to work with in a more domestic sense, if you get what I'm saying. So, pardon me while I light my shit. When we talk about putting Saturn in the 4th house, man, well, when it comes to those born with this placement, man, a lot of the times they really just come from a really strict or cold family, to say the least, man. That's just starting out. And for whatever reason, you know, they felt like they couldn't get the love and affection that they required from their parents when they were growing up. You know, maybe they were gone, or maybe their parents were addicts, or, you know, maybe they were just emotionally unavailable, or maybe they were mean as hell. You know what I'm saying? And even abusive in some cases. But either way, whatever went down, it manifested in this really deeply rooted inner insecurity that's hard to shake for this native. And this placement for me also can suggest a strong karmic bond with one of the parents, usually the fucking mom, which is, or just a more nurturing parent, like I always say. And, it could really go either way. And the relationship with them is going to be rarely easy in any case. And it could have all kinds of hardships and things put in there, man. And, due to memories of these childhood experiences, because the memory is going to be just crazy with the Saturn in the fourth house person. Like, they remember every single thing. They remember what they wore on the first day of preschool. They remember every single thing that has affected them emotionally in their life, man. And take this from a Cancer. I don't have Saturn here, but I'm a Cancer. So I really sympathize with this exact type of energy. The fourth house is Cancer, man. And it's crazy, man. And, whatever that happened when they were kids, it kind of made these people tend to struggle with establishing their own family, and really, especially in making their family be stable, as well as create a happy and nurturing and loving atmosphere at home. So, it's really rough. It is rough, this one, man. On top of that, they can have a past-oriented way of thinking that sometimes keep them from living in the present and embracing innovations, man. Another thing you got to understand with this is here, Saturn rules the 10th house. This is the 4th house. So this is definitely an opposition, and it's not very comfortable here at all. And going back to the deeper shit, though, being ruled by Cancer, the 4th is definitely a water house. And I'll tell you this, man. Planets placed in water houses are usually big indicators of a karmic task that needs to be taken care of in this lifetime. So it's like I was saying earlier, man. 4th house Saturn, for me, it really suggests a karmic relationship with the mother or more nurturing parent, whichever one you want to call it. That's probably very difficult, man. It's probably going to require a lot of patience and a lot of effort to, work with this relationship and resolve this karma in this lifetime. And often at some point in this life, man, this Saturn in the 4th house person ends up having to take care of their parents in some way, or maybe they've always had to do it, but we'd have to see other aspects in the chart to really know exactly what was going on. But that's definitely something I see. And besides their home life, the 4th house is also the house of endings too. So it gives a pretty decent comprehensive glance at the last years of the person's life, man, and what kind of might be expected in their old age. So with Saturn being here, it suggests some fucking loneliness, maybe possibly poverty and restrictions when old, man. And this being the opposition, that's the thing with that, man, is with this being in the opposition, Saturn usually eases up. But what a lot of people aren't going to tell you is it's in an opposition. It's going to get rougher. They might have actually had an easier life when they were younger, or, that third Saturn return, if they happen to reach it, or after that second Saturn return, man, like it's liable to get thick for them. And that doesn't always have to be like that. There's always all kinds of things. And also you have to understand that you don't have to allow any of this shit to manifest, because just because you built like that don't mean you have to build like that, man. And I'll scream it till you motherfucking feel it, man. And that's just kind of what it is, man. And the best way to avoid that shit when you're older, like I said, is just to build a self-discipline and resolve the past. Cause once they heal their scars, they're free to create a motherfucking life that they want, instead of getting stuck in, old fucking outdated, subconscious, toxic ass cycles. Yeah. And that's really what they do. And the 4th is also all about our roots and our family. That's why, and, our homeland too. So a little news you can use. These people could definitely, profit in doing real estate, or, being landowners, having a farm, you know what I'm saying? And going even further, these people are probably really drawn to the fucking past, man, and can also get stuck and rather rigid in their belief system that they kind of got from their family or from their culture, at least, you know what I'm saying? Even to the point where they're going to defend it vehemently, or, they're the type that probably impose their beliefs on people. Like, they're not going to change their mind. Like, Saturn don't move. You know what I'm saying? And when it does, it takes a lot of time to make any type of change, man. And it's going to be cold hard before it goes through it, man. And Pluto, man, Pluto's different when we talk about the planets, y'all. Pluto's going to serve it to you cold. Pluto is going to bust you in your motherfucking head all the time and let you know that you ain't shit, man. Pluto is, I kind of called it the great revealer, but really more than anything, it's the great humbler. Pluto will humble your ass. You know what I'm saying? And it'll also empower you in the process of humbling you. But we ain't talking about Pluto. We talking about Saturn, man. You know what I'm saying? They're going to humble you. Saturn's going to teach you to humble yourself. Saturn's going to teach you to empower yourself. You know what I'm saying? And so if they could just stop imposing their shit, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, they'll be all right. And they also got to realize that being stuck in the past all the time is definitely going to stop you from moving forward, man. Like, you ain't going nowhere always looking backwards. And that's just the major lesson that they're going to have to learn in this lifetime. Cause also at the same time, Saturn, I can say that, you know, family's going to be a motherfucker with this, cause that's what the fourth is about. And Saturn is the placement of is the planet of responsibility. And with it being here in the fourth, it shows that these people often feel responsible for every fucking thing that happens in their family, whether it be good or bad. So when shit does get fucked up, man, you know what I'm saying? They really beat themselves up about it and be on their own head and blame themselves. And with this placement, they can really get attached to the past, and they tend to constantly torture themselves over and over in the now with all the fucked up shit that they kind of kept buried away that they either went through or put themselves through or put other people through from back in the gap, man. And they just gotta understand that shit. They better chill, cause stress is a killer, man. I mean, a killer. I might need to stop smoking sometimes, huh? But man, hey, we still rolling, man. And, you know, more than anything else, man, fourth house Saturn just really suggests that the parents or whoever took care of them were extremely strict and probably heavy-handed. And that shit has worn off. It's kind of worn off because the native has learned to be strict on self and even, you know, be very hard on others too. They expect a lot out of people, especially the people close to them. And the closer you are to them, the more they expect out of you. And sometimes, like, the people that respect them, like, nah, man, like, I've proved myself. I don't have to prove myself to you. Like, I'm your family. And a lot of time they're like, no, everybody has to prove everything. And that's just kind of how it is, man. This placement really speaks of a really disciplinarian upbringing, which kind of made them feel like love wasn't as important as it should have been. And it really affected them emotionally, which they're going to have to learn over time to get out of that and bring it to them. And lastly, man, Saturn shows fears. And so this can show a person who's terrified of losing their home and family. So, you know, they've placed subconscious restrictions on their motherfucking self, or they put themselves in positions where they, you know, they're always having to struggle and fight to keep a home. You know, and with time, that really eats up. And either way, even if it don't, just because you built like that, it don't mean you have to build like that, y'all. You know, you don't have to feed into the negativity. It doesn't matter where you have Saturn at, man. It doesn't matter where you have Chiron. It doesn't matter where you have Lilith. It doesn't matter where you have Pluto. It doesn't matter where your nodes are, man. You don't have to feed into any negativity. We all have all this energy available to us in our chart, man. What you do with it is what you do with it. And even beyond that, it ain't about what you do. It's about how the fuck you do it, man. And as long as you rock on a higher vibration, man, and you stay in tune with your higher self, you're going to be all right, man. And you just got to do whatever it takes for everything in your life to be spiritually nourishing for you. You know what I'm saying? And if it ain't worth it, man, you got to cut it out, man, because, you know, life is too short, man. This life is too short, man. And you do have responsibilities that you have to conduct in this life. You might have made a contract with yourself, or you might just have some kind of religious beliefs where you know, where you feel like, man, I got to do this if I want to get to the certain place I want to get. Either way, man, like, man, you are responsible. And never forget that. Hey, there's been some priceless knowledge of self, man. I appreciate all the love and support. If y'all fuck with me on any level, man, please like, share, and subscribe, man. Hit the bell icon so y'all can get notified when I drop some new shit, man. I appreciate everybody that's been showing me love here lately, man, and being so encouraging, man. My heart is full, man. And I'm empowered, man. I'm ready, man. If you're waiting on a reading, I got it coming to you when I told you I heard it coming to you. And I love you. And I thank you for investing in me. You can ask anybody that fuck with me, man. What you gonna get is something beautiful. And you're gonna get the real deal Holyfield, man. You know what I'm saying? And so, until in a little bit, when I bring y'all a little something about those people that have Saturn in the 11th house of their natal chart, y'all keep it real, man. Because that's all I know how to do. I love y'all.